Man, it's gonna be hard to follow up that level for me. That is ridiculous, dude. Moving on from the Beyond by Lyle, we have 8th place, which is Jova by Debihan. I have no idea what's about to happen in this level to make it surpass the other one. Whoa, okay. Straight away, lots of miscellaneous decoration. Look at the amount of layers this has. We have so many blocks that are built up with all of these different compartments. What is this orb thing about to be? You go through that machine. Hold on, I gotta restart this level. We have Earth in the background. We have distorted little gravity fields, it seems like. This section, how the cube goes straight through, it's kind of distorting the background behind it. This is sick. Lots of different elements to this already. Floating over those islands. Just look how cool this is. Zooming out so you get such a sense of size of everything, which is how space should be, really. Okay, love the trail on the swing copter. This is so sick. Look at the planets around the outside. The song's about to go crazy. Cool transition. I like the distortion there. This is quite linear as a level, but it works really well. Like, look how technological this whole thing looks. We have some trees, but so many cyber elements around it that it's kind of juxtaposing everything. The layers through this entire level are really fascinating. The area effects just to light up the surroundings. It feels like I'm going through an art gallery of sorts. I want to rewind to the start of that section. This is going absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh. So it feels very luscious and natural, but then it gets consumed by the technological elements. Love the effects on these orbs and stuff, how it's like a beam that opens up as you go through. Really nice. It's probably my favorite element of the design. Then it zooms out, and there's so much going on here. Just the saws themselves have so many different glow layers to them. This looks super sick. I really like the lines that are going over the top as well. I think that's a really nice touch just to add a bit more of a chaotic feel to this whole section. These lines that appear from the ground. Very ridiculous. Goes all the way in with just so much detail. We have little creatures on the inside. Kind of Jetpack Joyride-esque framing here with the guys at the bottom of the screen. There's so much going on that it's hard to take in all of the designs at once, but love the direction this is going. That transition was really cool. The level's kind of squishing. This is wild. You have huge sections that just feel so chaotic because there's barely any structuring in this section. But there's so much built into the background that it still feels like you're flying right the way through a GD level. Love the shapes and all of the flowers and all of the stuff at the bottom. It feels very unique. Like, it does a lot to convince you with the environment. Even though it's so varied, we have monsters everywhere. Man, it's hard to actually describe this level. It's a very unique feeling. The gameplay is very chaotic too. How there's so many spider orbs and stuff. Perfect music sync. Very interesting choice not to have a dark section here and just lead on. It actually brings me more into this world. We have more flowers on the foreground to fit the song, obviously, but choosing not to have a different section of the level there is very interesting. And then we're launched onto a ship. Looks like we're going to transition out into the ending here. Very cool level. Wow. Very unpredictable in the way that it's set out. We have a whole sequence here. Man, what on earth? Jova by Debihan. This one is very interesting. The gameplay is low gravity and it's very snappy. There are lots of parts of the gameplay where you have to boom yourself down onto the ground, and it can get a little bit complicated, but once you get into the swing of things, it definitely works. Also, I have to say I love the song in this level. I think it's super spacey. I think it feels awesome with everything that's going on. But yeah, you see how there are so many spider orbs and spider pads that send you down to the ground? This thing is so insane. I love just playing this in normal mode in full screen and just seeing it all go down. I think it's really satisfying how wide the camera is and how much there is just like out of bounds just to look at. Like, this feels like eye candy to play through, honestly, I gotta say. It's so satisfying to go through with all of these orbs. The click sync is really beautiful with the song. It just feels like a different game almost. The art style is so vivid like that. So I'm a big fan of this level, and it does a lot to make sure that you're still connected to GD. Like UFO tunnels, it has like some pretty old school gameplay traits sometimes like that, just to make sure that you're still locked in. But love the transition. There's a lot going on that just kind of blows my mind gameplay wise. I don't really think about it too much, like why my head is slamming from the ceiling. I just kind of lock in. But yeah, there's just so much going on. Everything is labeled, all of the creatures that are floating around. Really satisfying. Sometimes you're just flying around in the open, which is really sick. I think levels should let you do that a little bit more. I think it's a very unique feeling to be experiencing while you're playing. But yeah, this is pretty much the ending of the level. Very cool level. It really flies by. There's so much to it though. I feel like I could play multiple times and just look at different aspects of the background because there are so many different layers and shades of everything. And this is just so cool. What an ending where we jump onto the spaceship. What a cool level. I love the mission vibe of a lot of these levels, how we're just ending in these rooms looking at a wall.